actually watch my chat at the same time. We also didn't have thumbnails for today's episode because we ran out of time.
Who needs them?
But yeah. We should be just about live now. Beautiful. So, hello everyone and welcome. This is Awesome Hardware. Live show. We stream live to twitch.tv/awesomehardware. Also, each of our YouTube channels, Paul's Hardware, Bitwit. We talk about technology. We drink a few beers. We have a good time. We welcome all of you guys who are joining us live, whether you're watching on Twitch or watching on YouTube. You're all wonderful people, and we love you. It's also my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yay!
Woo!
Yay!
Birthday!
Paul's birthday. I am. For some reason, I've had the Pink Floyd line, "Shorter of breath and one day closer to death," going over.
Learning to fly.
Going over in my head.
Day close to
Constantly.
death.
Time. That's from Time.
Oh, it's Time. That's right.
Yeah, which is such a good song.
Oh, I love it.
It's just
It's one of my favorite songs of all time.
It's like poetry.
One of my
it's poetry, and it's so.
It really
Anyway.
is.
So thanks to all you guys for being here again. We're drinking some beer as we usually do. Beware, because we sometimes use some curse words on the show. Sorry, this is meant for mature audiences. This beer was actually dropped off by Joe, my editor, who is a wonderful human being, and he dropped this off for my birthday. This is an Imperial Stout from Mother Earth Brewing Company. It's called Syntax. I am trying to drink it. Kyle is also drinking a stout.
I'm drinking an Elysian Split Shot Espresso Milk Stout, which is quite tasty. I would recommend it. I would drink it again.
Yep.
I would.
These are good.
So thank you, Joe.
These are good and excellent beers.
Joe's good peeps.
Okay. We have some tech stuff to talk to you guys about today, but real quick. First, a plug for our stores. Cal's store is bitwit.tech. So check it out. He's got new shirts like the Evolution shirt, Crystal RGB shirt. Glasses. We should have new glasses in soon. Kyle's are sold out. Mine are sold out.
I got mugs.
I believe.
Get a mug.
Or almost sold out. Mine are almost sold out. Mug. Anyway, my store is paulshardware.net. I also have shirts, mugs, and glasses there. Also some beanies and other things like that. So buy some stuff while we're live. We will give you guys a shout out at the end of the show, and it'll be good times.
Yeah.
A quick aside as well, if you happen to be donating on YouTube, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And we're going to be also going over those towards the end of the show. I do have some things to talk about. I did do some planning for today. So let's delve right into the second half of tech news. If we didn't already mention, the very beginning of today's show was fraught with technical difficulties. We actually had to completely switch out the camera that we're streaming from. That's why everything is not exactly working the way it should, and we're running a little bit late. Also, since it's my birthday, we're going to dinner afterwards, and so we have kind of a time limit to hit. Although Kyle was quite efficient with his half, so
Why, thank you.
we're not doing too bad.
I've got great time management skills.
Yeah, it's you exercised them today.
I did.
Ryzen 5 launched this morning. Kyle and I both posted videos on them. Thanks to you guys if you watched them, and especially if you provided feedback with likes and comments and all those good things. We have 4 new processors in that lineup, from the 1600X to the 1600 to the 1500X to the 1400. There's a couple quad cores with 8 threads and a couple 6 cores with 12 threads, and they're pretty freaking nice. Like, I don't know. I've been reviewing some of the reviews. I've been going through some of the things because I like to see what other people have to say as well. This particular review that we're looking at right now is anandtech.com, a highly respected technical website about technical things. Although Anand does not work there anymore. He's at Apple.
Do you ever think it was funny how his name
Ryan
had
still
the
does a
word
really good
not Nand in it?
What?
You ever think that?
Yeah, I always thought he invented that NAND.
So did
like
I.
NAND Flash.
Like, oh, it's named after him.
From Anandtech.
Santa Claus didn't.
Anyway, here's all the SKUs that are available from Ryzen right now. We had the Ryzen 7, of course, launch about a month ago. Here's the Ryzen 5s right there again, the 6 and 12, 6-core, 12 threads, 4-core, 8 threads. They all have base and turbo clocks, but they're all unlocked for overclocking, which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Because it means that you can get something like a 1600, which is a good $20-30 cheaper than the 1600X, and overclock it. And if you can overclock it to 4 gigahertz or so, then you basically have a 1600X on your hands.
And you can get it like a cheap-ass B350 board or something like that.
Yeah. But do bear
some money.
Do bear in mind the TDPs of all of these CPUs are set very specifically. So you have some 95-watt TDP CPUs like the 1800X, 1700X, and 1600X do not ship with coolers. That is intentional because they do output more heat. So you will need an aftermarket cooler for one of those, which isn't a huge deal. A lot of people do that anyway. But you can get Wraith Spire or the Wraith Stealth cooler with the 1700, 1600, 1500X, or 1400. And Kyle did some testing with those.
The Spire is very, very effective.
It's a good
value add.
I mean, considering it's a stock heatsink fan that comes with a CPU,
yeah,
the fact that you can just use it and not have to be like, how long until I can remove that thing and replace it with something effective?
Yeah, no, it does the job.
Kind of nice.
Probably can't squeeze the highest possible overclock out of your chip, but you can get within 1 to 200 megahertz of that, which is pretty solid for a stock cooler. That doesn't look horrible.
Indeed. So, with Ryzen 5 out now, we've also had about a month of time between the launch of Ryzen 7 and now where motherboard manufacturers have been able to refine their EFIs. AMD has been hard at work to do things like providing updated power plans, like they have a specific power plan for Ryzen now that you can load up on Windows 10 that should improve performance as well. We've had game updates that have been coming through, like Ashes of the Singularity had a game update that did something like 25 to 30% better performance when using a Ryzen system. So it's all really good. It means that the performance out of the box from Ryzen, which was already phenomenal when it comes to your kind of workstation type tasks and your CPU focused tasks, we're actually seeing pretty significant improvement when it comes to the gaming performance as well. A lot of that improvement is also coming via using better memory or higher clocked memory. Ryzen is kind of finicky depending on what memory that you use, but if you have the right stuff, which is specifically going to be single rank, preferably Samsung B-die based memory sticks, you probably have a better chance of hitting a higher frequency.
Yep.
And Kyle and I have been testing at like 2933 and 3200, and especially if you can use lower cast latency like CL16, CL14, you also get some nice boost in performance out of all of that. So all that is to say, the reviews, and again, this is an Antex here, but we also have ours on our site and or on our channels that you guys should check out.
I'll say there's some truth to that, though, because I was having a hard time hitting 3200 with my Vengeance LPX DDR4 kit, and that was like at the time like one of the few kits that was actually validated for Ryzen. And when I switched over to the Trident Z kit from G-Skill, which does use Samsung dies, and this was also noted by Steve from Gamers Nexus in his video where he retested all the Ryzen stuff with like overclocked memory and things like that. I was able to hit 3200 no problem, mainly because of the ICs and stuff.
So nice. Yeah, it's definitely important which specific memory you use. I mean, this is easily a critique at Ryzen as well. So bear this in mind. This isn't just saying like, oh, well, just use faster memory and then everything's better and that makes Ryzen better. Sometimes you might have to pay more for the specific memory configurations that you might need. Like I've been using some G-Skill Flare X memory that hits 3200 at 14, 30. I forget what but CL14 basically, and it's really expensive. Like you can get it on Newegg for like $180 for a 16 gig kit, which is like a good 30 to 50% more than you would typically spend for a 16 gig kit. So yeah. It is something that can be said as a critique that you might need to spend more money on faster memory to get the right performance. But again, on the flip side, memory is an easy upgrade. So you can get up and running with something that's maybe a little bit less expensive, wait for the prices to drop, because they will eventually drop for higher speed stuff with DDR4, and then easily pop that in and get yourself back up to the performance level that you may have expected if you're looking at benchmarks that are using higher clocked stuff. So yeah, watch our videos because we go over all the Ryzen stuff, and we both have independent benchmarks. I also posted a bunch of links in my Ryzen launch video this morning to other sites that have done reviews.
Good guy.
Because I think there's a ton of really good reviews of Ryzen 5. I mean, AMD, to their credit, sent a ton of units out to basically everyone except Salazar Studio. And shut up. We're supposed to just roll right through that.
You're right. That should have been purely deadpan. No context.
Don't laugh
Okay.
at Greg.
You're right.
So there's tons of reviews out, I guess is basically what I'm saying. So, each individual or each small group of reviewers can only test so many configurations and
Variables
resolutions and variables and stuff. So I'm glad that there have been so many launch reviews of this that have all been, by and large, fairly positive.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, yes, you can still look at like a 7600K or 7700K, and yes, those are still outperforming Ryzen in a fair deal of, not across the board, but there's quite a few benchmarks where you can say, yes, obviously, better IPC
Ryzen's
performance.
such a
with
jack of
Kaby
all
Lake.
trades.
But yeah, I mean,
It's such a it does more than just gaming. And granted, like these days, I feel like a lot of people are doing at least one thing once in a while that utilizes that many threads, or that can benefit from a higher core thread count. So I don't know, like it's still, and I think people get this notion that, well, if it doesn't beat out Intel, then it sucks at gaming.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. It's still it's
AMD
still awesome at gaming.
Yeah.
It's still great at gaming in the right scenarios. But
AMD didn't say, like, AMD wasn't telling us that, and I don't think AMD.
No.
I mean, maybe they're not as
Money under the table.
they're not as forthright with the stuff that AMD is publishing directly to just on the internet. But at least in the events we went to and that kind of thing, AMD never said, "Oh yeah, we're beating Kaby Lake." They told us pretty straight up, "Yeah, we're about 6% IPC right now behind Kaby Lake." But
yeah.
6% behind
But that's-
right now is a hell of a lot better than what they were doing with their freaking pile driver stuff.
And even that's subject to
So-
change.
Yeah, and there's potential for performance improvements in the future as well. So, I really like the Ryzen 5 lineup. I really like that you can get a 6-core CPU with simultaneous and multi-threading,
For under
12
$250.
threads, for under $250. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
And for anyone who wants to do whether you want to game or whether you want to do more than game, like gaming and streaming, like, oh my gosh, there's so many people who want to get into that right now. Like, it's kind of exploding, Twitch and YouTube gaming and everything. Like a 6-core Ryzen CPU, like I wouldn't even look at the quad-core Intels. I would just say, yes, that is very clearly what you should get. You got to spend an extra $150 on top of that, not to mention probably a $50 to $100 more expensive motherboard to get a 6-core Intel that's going to give you sort of equivalent type of performance with something like gaming and streaming at the same time. Anyway, so suffice to say, we like Ryzen 5, and if you're in the market for a new computer, give it some strong consideration. But Intel's not going to go down
Without a fight?
Without a fight. What? I was like, wait.
Is that what I'm saying?
The wrong figures of speech were popping into my head as I was saying that.
Go down
No.
slow, baby.
Here's a benchlife.info. So this is a Chinese website. We're using Google Translate right here. So do bear that in mind. But X299 is the platform that is theoretically rumored to be Intel's refresh of their enthusiast line, so the replacement to X99 that we currently have with Broadwell eCPUs on it. And they are now saying it's probably going to appear at Computex 2017. The hell was that?
God damn it, Hero.
I do not know what that was. That was Hero?
Your doggy.
Okay,
Move in the bucket.
where did my notes go? I have notes that tell me what to say, so I don't sound stupid.
Computex, May 31st to June 3rd. We will be there.
Yes, we will be
Skylake
there.
X will also be there.
Lovely.
6C up to 10C.
Yeah, that's cores, Kyle. Cores.
I was wondering, I was like, wait, degrees Celsius? That seems a bit chilly.
Yeah, so
yes, of course. So Skylake X, that's
easily
a fatty
slide.
improvement, up to 44 PCIe lanes.
it's still an interesting platform. We've talked about this a lot. I mean, again, provided this information is true and not just made up BS. Skylake X is going to be a higher core count, 6 cores to 10 cores with hyperthreading, so up to 20 threads, which is the same number of cores and threads that they currently have on X99 right now, which I'm slightly want to say I'm disappointed with, because I feel like they should be pushing that core count up, and obviously
Yeah.
they have higher core count CPUs because look at Xeon. But they do give you a little bit more PCIe Gen 3,
4 more.
44 lanes. Okay.
Meh.
And then you got Kaby Lake X right here,
No
which
one's
is
using
a
those.
lower TDP, so 112 watt versus 140, but only 4 core CPUs with 16 lanes.
Why?
PCIe Gen 3, and I still am baffled.
Why is this on an enthusiast platform?
Why this exists?
Is it hyper-threaded?
Like, all right, so it's Kaby Lake instead of Skylake. So, but even with Kaby Lake on the mainstream platform, there wasn't really an instructions per clock improvement. If you clocked them, you could overclock them more. So maybe the Kaby Lake SKUs will ship at higher clock speeds.
Okay.
I would hope. But like,
why on this platform?
But why does the mainstream platform exist then? This almost seems to me like Intel is gonna kill their mainstream platform and make everything enthusiast platform. Like X299 is gonna replace X270 or something. Like I don't think that's what's gonna happen. They've very clearly laid out their kind of separate.
What is that noise?
Lineups. That's Hero.
Okay.
He's over there rolling over and sneezing and stuff like that.
I don't know. Maybe Intel thought this was a way for them to charge more money by just shifting all of their like mainstream chips into the enthusiast realm.
Yeah.
And then maybe they had planned this all out like a year or two ago, before seeing the Ryzen performance, and maybe now they're like, oh shit, we can't do this, because now with Ryzen, like, this makes no sense, especially with Ryzen now. This makes even less sense than it would have without it. So I don't know where they're going with it. They would have to have some really serious clock speeds on these Kaby Lake X chips in order for them to be worth a damn, to be honest. Because especially you're probably gonna be paying a little bit more for this a supported motherboard as well than you would like Z270, which is already like even further into the argument of like, well, you can get like B350 or what's the other one, X300 or AX300?
The non-overclocking one?
No, there is another one that's cheaper. It's a small form factor format.
Yeah, X300 or something like that.
X300 or something that you can overclock on with AMD with Ryzen. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I just don't know. I just hope that hope they burn in hell.
Yeah. So
AMD for that.
I'm kind of baffled by what theoretically is the plan here from Intel, and again, like 4 cores, especially now that AMD has dropped all their.
And it's 2-channel. It's only 2-channel.
And it's only 2 channels.
Why?
So
what?
Yeah, it's.
What is the difference then?
It's strange. Maybe they're just trying to set it up for overclocking records or something like that. Like maybe that's all they're going for here with the Kaby Lake X, but. Who knows? Time will tell. Hopefully we'll have more information on this to share with you guys come Computex time, which is in less than 2 months. Wow.
Crazy.
Creeping up so quickly.
Crazy.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Actually found out that my wife is going to be able to join us for part of our time in Computex.
Mine will be there the whole time. Which
is also great because my wedding anniversary always lines up with Computex. And that presents something of a challenge at times. Yeah. So
it's fun though.
We're gonna have dinner at the top of Taipei 101 for our it's gonna be our 5-year anniversary.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to get pate again.
Pate?
Yeah.
The stuff you can't get here.
You can get it here.
You can get it.
It was they briefly tried to outlaw it, and then people were like,
no, it's too good.
It's too delicious.
We're gonna bring it back.
Fuck the geese. We don't care.
They're stupid animals.
They're stupid anyway. They don't mind being mistreated so that we can eat this delicious thing. No, I'm torn. I'm conflicted internally about it, but I'm totally gonna get it again because it's still. I had like an Australian Wagyu beef like $80 steak, and the pate is still the thing that I am like.
Wow.
That's the thing in that meal.
Isn't it crazy though? Like food can be so good that you remember it forever.
Oh yeah. That was our 1-year anniversary, by the way, when I had that meal. We went there for our 1-year anniversary and our 3-year anniversary, and now we're gonna go there for our 5-year.
Oh, so like you're doing like the 1, 3, 5. You're doing odds.
Yeah.
And go back for your 7th.
Apparently that's our MO.
Beautiful.
All right, the RX 580 again rumored to launch soon. Kind of the refresh from AMD's Polaris lineup. Replacing the 480 with the 580 and so on. But here's a specific one that has some leaked images from PowerColor. The RX 580 Red Devil Golden Sample.
I'm getting that card.
Really?
It's on its way.
This is a rumor, Kyle. This may or may not actually exist.
I have the information. I have the email that says we're sending you this card. Wait, can I not say that yet?
I don't know.
Shit.
If I were you, I would say, or so was the dream I had last night.
So no one's going to clip this and put it on Reddit or anything, right?
Probably
like, Cal Bitwit confirms Red Devil from PowerColor 580. No, I'm just kidding.
Totally kidding. It was a joke.
Gotcha.
You guys.
You suckers.
Every time. Alright, so this video card, which may or may not actually exist, has a funny name. It's called the Red Devil Golden Sample, which is hilarious because Golden Sample is like totally like an inside joke for reviewers and stuff like that, right?
No, what do you mean? It's an inside joke for reviewers. Golden Sample?
Golden Sample. That's all right. So a golden sample is a cherry-picked part that will perform better than other parts.
Is that what it's referred to? A golden sample?
That is what was referred to as a golden sample.
I didn't know that's what.
And
they called it.
It's usually meant to say like, oh, this company has this new product. Like Nvidia launches a new graphics card or whatever, and they sent a bunch of them out to reviewers. They gave the reviewers all the golden samples, all of the cherry-picked GPUs that they knew would overclock really well and get really good scores.
Right.
Whereas the actual, bulk of the ones going out to consumers are different. So, anyway.
So do you suspect that that's what this is, a binned GPU?
No.
No,
Polaris? Because they're naming it Golden Sample. So anyone who buys one at retail, it's going to say Golden Sample. I just think it's hilarious that they've basically just taken that name. Like, fuck that. We're going to own that. We're going to turn that into a marketing material.
They're all binned.
And yeah, all of these are the best 580s. That's what people will think. But yeah, pentagram on the bottom because it's the devil still. 2.5 inch.
I'm surprised they kept that. They had some controversy over that.
Controversy sells, right? And when it's red and has the devil involved, it makes it a faster card.
Sure.
It's a 2.5 slot card, so it is a little bit on the thicker side, but
it's for 10% more Satan.
Yeah, for 10% more Satan. But for most people, that's usually okay. I mean, especially if you're going with a single card solution, that's usually not a big deal, but something to bear in mind.
Oh, that's right. It was the Star of David. I apologize. They have changed it a little bit.
Yeah, no, this is a pentagram.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's... Okay, maybe it's not technically a pentagram, but it's roughly a pentagram.
Satanism.
Yeah. It's got a 6-phase VRM, 6 plus 8-pin power connectors, which replaces, I believe, what does the 480 have? A single 6-pin or a single 8-pin? I think it's single 6.
Yeah, maybe.
Look at the one that's right up there. It's too far. I don't want to go get it. And they've also spotted some dip switches on there to control the LEDs and to toggle the BIOS between OC and silent modes. It's a 6-pin on the standard. That's a significant amount of extra juice being delivered there. But I feel like that's the.
Well, they're running at higher clock speeds too.
They're running at higher clock speeds, but I feel like that's the snake oil that they throw into the GPUs is like increasing the power delivery.
Oh, look at it! It must be so much faster.
It's like, oh yeah, like the GPU manufacturer's like, look how efficient we made this GPU. Yep. You could power it with just this like 75 watts from the PCIe bus or this little 6-pin, and then the third party adding card manufacturers are like, we need to show people that this is going to be way better. Let's increase the power delivery.
Let's put 5 8-pin power connectors
3 8-pin power connectors for like this GTX
1200 watt power supply.
This 1080 Ti or whatever's on there.
65 watt card.
Which does no good at all.
No.
I don't know. I mean, you could theoretically say if they split up the power phases, then they're going to run at lower temps or whatever. But honestly, it's completely does nothing.
Marketing bullshit.
For the most part. All right. But hey, there it is, and people getting excited. A little bit excitement about the 500 series. More about Vega, I think.
Yeah.
But,
want that new architecture, yo.
It seems like AMD is sort of just feeding this stuff to us slowly, a little bit at a time. Would you like a water ball? A ball of water?
Guess there are worse things to fill your balls with.
Here's a random thing. A ball of water. There it is.
Is that reflecting the colors of the earth?
It's called a Uho.
Uho.
Oh,
It's an Uho.
Oh, Uho.
There's only one O at the end of that H.
Oho.
Uho.
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 The Uho. Okay.
Uho.
So basically, this is a replacement for a plastic water bottle, and it's edible.
What?
Yeah.
Dumb.
What do you mean dumb?
What? So it just saves plastic?
This is brilliant. It saves plastic.
Just more green and eco-friendly?
38 billion plastic water bottles per year are what people use in the world. Or so this article says.
How many of those do you have to like...
Accurate. 38 billion. That's a lot of them.
So... I don't know, man. It looks pretty small. You have to carry like 1,000 of those.
I want to find a video.
And then what if they break in your backpack? You're like, at some point, it's going to be so tedious and annoying. You're just like, screw the environment. Buying a smart water.
So look, you just hold it in your hand. It's actually based on seaweed. The principle involves dipping a ball of ice in a mixture of calcium chloride, which is a common food additive, and a brown algae extract. As the ice melts, the membrane stays intact, creating a gelatinous contained ball of water. So see, he just popped one in his hand right there. But it's also edible. So you'd be like, I'm thirsty. Instead of a drink of water, you just pick up one of these gelatinous balls.
So you don't... Oh, you can eat the casing? Okay, right.
It's optional. You can do either. So it is edible. The casing around the outside is edible since it's made of like seaweed algae or something like that. But it's also biodegradable. So you could also just punch a hole in it, drink the water out from inside, and then...
They should have a straw that you just puncture it.
The straw would add more waste, which I think is kind of what they're trying to avoid here is waste. Damn. But yeah.
They should make them bigger. They should make them make them like volleyball size.
Where did like this? Here we have an example.
Yeah, make them silicone boob size. Geez. Oh Jesus!
Could have been dangerous.
Yes, exactly like that. See, this I can stand behind because I can just see me just like.
Yeah. I wonder how long this thing is going to last before it disintegrates. Obviously, this is not biodegradable.
This is a boob, ladies and gentlemen.
This is an old school silicone implant.
Silicone boob.
Yep.
It's a big boob, bruh.
It's a substantial one, too. Only got one, though. Be a little lopsided. Okay, so those are water balls, and everyone will be drinking water balls in the future now. So I'm excited.
They should do that with beer. Just put beer in them.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to end that with.
Really?
This same technology...
use it for shots.
No,
yeah.
This same technology can be used for other liquids, is what I was saying. So, obviously, the next hot thing, at the club in Vegas or whatever is going to be like, give me an Uhu shot or whatever. And they just, take this little,
college bitches.
Clear nutsack looking thing and hand it to you, and you're just like,
give me a nutsack.
And it's got It's got vodka in there, or whatever. I feel
Take some shots.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
People seem to be very confused why I just have a breast implant within arm's reach. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll cover it another time. There's room for that later.
It helps to have things available for things.
Yep.
Okay.
Balls.
Next up is Sword Fight. Kyle and I are going to argue a subject here, and you guys are welcome to join in and let us know what you think, because that is what Sword Fight is all about. Our first question is going to be about Ryzen 5. Now, obviously, Kyle and I both reviewed Ryzen 5, and our reviews, depending on who of us you ask, are the best reviews that are out there, so you probably don't need to watch anything else. But, nevertheless, there were tons of other Ryzen 5 reviews out there. So Kyle and I are going to argue here.
Gamers Nexus.
Because both of us have watched all of the videos listed here from all of the people.
Totally watched
and
all
read
of them.
Every single article.
That's what
here.
I do all day. I just watch other YouTubers' videos.
You can vote for multiple options here, by the way. I tried to list as many as I could, but again, we were running out of time before the show ended, and the show started, and there was technical difficulties and stuff. So, who had the best Ryzen 5 review? Kyle is going to start out, and apparently he is arguing for Gamers Nexus.
You can't deny Gamers Nexus is one of the, if not the most legit review sites out there, especially hands down for a YouTube channel. We're all just clowning around, especially me. We're just clowns compared to the amount of research and time and effort that goes into a single Gamers Nexus video. My God, if you have not seen one of their videos, like where they're testing stuff, it's just insane. Like it's incredible. The amount of research and work that they put into their testing. I mean, Steve Burke, who's kind of the lead at that outlet, he's just incredibly intelligent. He knows his shit very well, and I've never read a review from them that seemed biased. That's for sure. Like their integrity is on point, and just like they even like. Did you know that they even like popularized? I saw that.
What?
Why would I need them to suck my dick though? Honestly, if I really needed someone to suck my dick, why would it be Gamers Nexus? So like, yeah, they've popularized things like the 0.1% and 1% low presentation model that I've adopted.
Oh, they made that up. They invented that.
They didn't make it up. They popularized the presentation mode because when Scott Wasson was doing his research and testing on frame timing, it was still in a really strange format that wasn't very digestible to the average user or the average reader. So Gamers Nexus actually took that and converted the frame times into FPS, which seemed a bit more easy to understand and relatable to the average user. So I mean, they've done a lot of work in the industry. I think they're very underrated because they don't have a massive following. I mean, I look at like, you always see those YouTube channels and like you watch their videos and you're like, my God, they put so much work into this. Like they deserve 1 million subscribers. That always comes up. You deserve so many more subscribers. Like that's how I feel when I watch a Gamers Nexus video because they're very detail oriented and they're way better than everyone on this list, including us, Paul. They're just better. They're just better than us. They probably listen to NPR, things like that. So.
Is that a Louis C.K. reference?
Yes, it is.
Okay, wow.
Good call.
Yeah, how did
Good catch.
How did I pick
I was
that up?
hoping you would.
Damn.
I was like,
apparently we have both.
I'm casting it out there.
All right,
reeling it in.
So I'm gonna. So let me be clear here. Steve is full of shit. Obviously, if you want accurate, hard-hitting, non-biased, fact-based reporting on tech news, you got to go with Steve. That's all I'm saying.
Blasphemy.
Hardware Unboxed, Steve that's who I'm talking about. You see what I did there? Hardware Unboxed, Steve. There's actually several people at Hardware Unboxed
They're
who
both
do
named
stuff.
Steve.
But main presenters recently are both named Steve. Hardware Unboxed, just a great video. The thing that I like about some of the other review sites, especially if you compare them to us, is that Kyle and I are mostly one-man operations. Well, at least when it comes to doing stuff like benchmarking and that kind of thing. Some of the sites that have multiple people that are able to handle that kind of thing, wow, they're able to actually benchmark lots more things, which is cool and very useful. But Hardware Unboxed, they're from Australia, and Australia is largely peopled with criminals.
Okay. And
which is the origin of iocane pattern. I'm getting distracted.
A little bit.
Anyway, their review video, and I believe they also have a written version of it on their website as well, which I watched, was fantastic. Not only did they test multiple games across multiple CPUs,
I would hope so.
They did both. I believe they leveled everything off at 4 gigahertz, and they also provided overclocked numbers as well. They had multiple CPUs that were tested against on the Intel side. That was, I think, my biggest shortcoming was I only had the 7600K. But whenever I do benchmarks, I only like to do what I can test there. I don't like using older benchmarks to test against that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hardware Unboxed, they've been doing a great job. I've enjoyed their content, and you can tell that they're trying to present stuff in a way that says, look, here is what we tested, here's how we tested, here's why we tested that way, and it was all to provide people with the best results overall. So and totally way better than Gamers Nexus.
You're wrong.
Of course, I'm only saying that because
I do like Hardware Unboxed.
Hardware Unboxed
I watch them
did a good
frequently.
job. Wow, Linus Tech Tips came in first.
What? Are you telling me the channel with 3.5 million subscribers won the straw
crazy.
poll?
That's crazy.
No.
Gamers Nexus very close though, very close.
Because I made a very compelling argument.
And actually creeping back up.
I basically win.
Actually, Gamers Nexus might overtake Linus Tech Tips here in the next moment or two. Linus did have a nice bit of self-effacing reference to himself at the beginning because he pointed to their video that actually multiple people did where they took Ryzen 7 CPUs and disabled cores or that kind of thing in order to simulate Ryzen 5 CPUs. And honestly, I didn't enjoy that too much. Linus got a lot of hate from it, and then he referenced it at the beginning of his video.
Was he right, by the way?
Doc Brown reference.
Was it accurate at all?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, there's a lot of variance there.
Yeah.
Gamers Nexus is taking the lead. Hold on. I gotta refresh here. Gotta refresh. Gamers Nexus wins. Wow, other YouTube with a lot. So I guess there was must have been some strong YouTubers that I left out. Unless they're talking about us. Maybe people are talking about us.
You guys.
I didn't put us in there intentionally. Hardware Canucks, Hardware Inbox, PC Perspective, NCX, Tech Tips, Joker. Joker did some good work on that. Nantech, Tech It Tomorrow. Crit. Ars Technica. Wow, Hard OCP, poor guys. They had the jump on everyone, and they're down at the bottom there. But
the last 5 people had about the same number of votes.
Yes. Guys, the straw poll will stay open, so if you want to continue to vote in the future, please feel free to do so. All right. It's 7:27. Sure, we have time. Let's do this real quick. One more question that we're gonna answer here.
Okay.
On Sword Fight.
Right.
Just keeping things a little bit more light and easy to deal with here. Why does life exist? We have several options here. Obviously, why not? To provide entertainment for some benevolent, omnipotent being. To provide entertainment for some perverted, omnipotent being. I was gonna say like sadistic, but I felt like perverted. If you're gonna create life and then just sit and watch like some kind of
it's like watching The Sims have
cosmic
sex.
Voyeur, yeah.
It's like watching your Sims just like do it in the shower.
Generic religious reason, video games, and boobs. I'm gonna go first here since you went first last time. I'm gonna basically say boobs. Boobs are the reason life exists because boobs are not only the origin of life, but they provide life to people because people and animals and everyone who's born, because you're born and then you suck on the boob and then that's where you get more life from. So obviously there's a message there in that. Boobs themselves are also just they're awesome.
Okay, video games. I'm gonna say video games because video games are the only thing worth living for. And you know what, Paul? You can have boobs in video games. It is
You're right.
it is an umbrella term for boobs and everything else perverted and disgusting and awesome.
If you're willing to settle for video game boobs.
Oh, graphics are getting better by the day.
That's true.
Mr. Paul. And with VR and VR boobs, you can't tell me that you've ever gotten closer to a boob than in VR. Because of video games. I rest my case. The end.
I feel like I could argue that, but
No.
that's all right.
No,
though.
shut up.
We're gonna get the quick response from people. See, I'm sure results are still coming in. Boobs wins. Wow, with over half of the vote.
No.
I'm glad I put that in there, and I'm glad I chose that. Why not is coming in second, which is a very compelling argument. I feel like
I made that answer.
that was Kyle's first option when I said, Kyle, throw me some options here for the question, answers to the question, why does life exist? Yep. But hey, we've settled it once and for all. Boobs. That brings me happiness. Okay. Now we're towards the end of the show. We have a couple more things to do. We're going to move into our segment 3, our third segment for my half, which is basically a birthday party for me. Now,
Woo!
Now, just
shots.
Settle down.
We can take shots.
That was not planned.
Oh,
I mean, I can drink more beer.
shots of beer. That's fine. We'll do triple shots of beer.
Dear God, I'll do a shot if I can have it out of an uho, an uho.
I can just see a vegan going up to a
looks
bar.
like a nipple or something.
Here's
like
a
that.
shot for you, honey. And the vegan going, this shot isn't sustainable.
That's a sustainable container.
It's bad for the environment.
All right, so
Jack.
we should just keep doing that voice.
Yeah.
All right, so I know. Let's start off. All right, let's start off with a quick reference to my 500,000 subscriber giveaway. How about that? All right. So quick official just announcement to any of you guys who didn't catch it on Kyle's half of the show. It's over. My 500,000 subscriber giveaway is over.
You missed it.
Sorry if you missed it. There were tons and tons of entrants. Thanks to all of you guys who entered. But the international giveaway, which was $1,000 cash, was claimed on Sunday. By a dude from Vienna, Austria. Which, also, that was the first pick that I did. I was expecting to have to pick a few times to get to an international winner, but that was him. Second pick that I did was a person named Logan from Florida, and I contacted them via email and gave them longer than than was originally even offered. About 36 hours, even though I originally said 24, to respond. Never received a response, so I emailed them again and said, sorry, you don't get the prize. Haven't got a response from that either. But then I repicked, and the winner there was Matt, and Matt was from Arizona.
Who are these people who enter these giveaways and win, and then just like, I'm just not going to check my email for 2 weeks?
No. I don't know, but that doesn't seem like to be like a good idea. It seems to me, to some degree, to be like one of those like read the instructions thing. You know those tests you take where the test really isn't the test, reading the instructions is the test, so you know how to fill things out right or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed kind of like one of those, which I'm kind of okay with, because if you read all of the terms and everything, I was pretty clear. I was like, I'm gonna announce this on Twitter within 24 to 48 hours of the video giveaway ending, which is exactly what I did. Anyway, point being that Matt. One, he got back to me within an hour or two. He was also super nice, and he sent me a little story, which is cool, because it's always great when the person who wins is actually somebody who like watches the channel and everything like that. I was hoping that's what it would be. Anyway, he said he gave his brother a call after first responding to my email. His brother had got him into PC gaming and gaming in general when they were younger. And when he told him to click on the link, which was my Twitter post about him winning, his response was like, oh shit, I watch Paul. His videos were the ones I used to build my first PC. Paul's videos have made this come full circle. Tell him I said hi when you talk to him. So,
nice.
And then he was also, I hadn't confirmed at that point. See, he said he's also frantically refreshing the Twitter page to see when I was like, yes, confirmed winner. Not like he was like,
I would be too.
Well, at that point, he's still like, well, it could be a scam. You never really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Matt is the winner. I'm going to be shipping him. I still have the system here, but I'm shipping that out tomorrow morning. And congrats to him. And again, thanks to all you guys who entered. Next up.
Beautiful.
And I apologize if Nori freaks out right now.
Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
Just squishing the... It's a stress boob.
Oh, the stress boob. All right. Steve, our good friend Steve. Not Gamers Nexus Steve. But Steve, who we used to work with at Newegg, stopped by yesterday and dropped off a present for me.
Damn it, Steve always being the better friend. Got to show us up. Got to show me up.
Which included this Darth Vader balloon. Which I was totally going to use the Darth Vader balloon in the thumbnail for today's show, but Hero's interested. Okay, this is clipped on, so I can.
I wonder what's your Star Wars present.
Stop yelling, Kyle.
Sorry, I'm tired and want sushi.
Sushi.
Happy birthday, Paul. Oh, it says this package contains alcohol. I'm not joking. It actually says this package contains alcohol. Under the special delivery instructions, adult signature required. Check ID. Recipient must be at least 21 years old. Do not deliver to an intoxicated person. It actually said, did you read this?
No.
Do not deliver to an intoxicated person. No signature release. Driver release.
That's very thorough. Okay, so there's supposed to be something in here that we read as we open and stuff like that. I also feel like it's dangerous for me to be using a knife right now.
Yep. Never cut towards yourself, Paul. Never cut towards yourself.
Right.
Oh my God, it's your birthday. No! Not on your birthday.
Alright, so what has Steve sent?
Dildos. What is that? Crack? That's just packaging? Is that CPU? Just packaging.
It's just paper towel.
Just wipe your ass with it.
Just a single paper towel in here.
Which looks like it does absolutely nothing.
It's doing a lot when it comes to... Oh my god.
Ooh, hey.
Hey. Is that supposed to make noise or something? Oh, dogs. Oh, dogs. Sorry about the dogs. My wife is home. Woo! Yay.
I'm gonna double fist them.
Alright, so we got cups. Let's say I'm the birthday boy, and it's my birthday too. Is it your birthday, Kyle?
No. That's okay though.
And we have...
It's my birthday too? Not really.
Highland Park single malt Scotch whiskey.
Ooh.
And Steve's note says, Paul, I wanted to include Kyle on your birthday too.
Oh.
This way he won't be upset while you open gifts. Kappa. Happy birthday, Steve and Carrie. Yay, Steve and Carrie.
What a thoughtful Steve.
There's also, look at these. These are Star Wars.
It's incredibly thoughtful.
These are Star Wars, what are these
Confettis?
called? Confetti.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, like Old Republic.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Empire. The Rebel Alliance.
That's pretty cool. Where do you get Star Wars confetti?
I don't know. Party City, probably.
That's amazing. All
Party
right.
City might have
Thank
it.
you, Steve.
That's lovely.
Yay.
Cool.
You should do a shot.
Scotch, Scotch, Scotch. Oh, really?
No.
I'm good.
All right. And now,
Good.
it is time for my birthday proper. We have not a present. We have a cake.
Are we going to put the candles up and stuff? You want me to put the candles up?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can put the candles.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's funny because I normally don't do anything for my birthday
Unless you're working.
unless I'm working, and then it becomes part of the show.
Yep.
All right, so this
Yeah.
cake
Oh,
is
lovely.
this cake is from Mr. Baker, which everyone should go visit if you live in the Southern California area. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show people this. It is a chocolate cheesecake.
Wow.
Oh my god. Look at
That's
that.
pretty awesome.
That's amazing. I'm going to eat all of this right now.
We're doing it.
This came from my wife, who also just came home, and she's lovely and wonderful, and I love her. Oh. Those candles are wrapped with tin foil on the bottom, which is awesome.
Yeah, so that wax doesn't get in
chocolate
your cake.
cheesecake.
It's genius.
That is exactly right, chocolate cheesecake.
I don't know if we have enough
Let's just,
candles
we
for
can-
how old you are, Paul.
We do
but
not.
We
do not have enough candles
We're
for how
going to
old
do
I
our
am.
best, sir.
Well, we'll try.
No harm in that.
We should have In-N-Out later. Oh. We're going to have sushi after this. It's going to be
At
amazing.
a really good place. The best.
It's going to be very
place.
good sushi. Actually, we have
Sure.
about 10 minutes until we need to cut the stream, so we
You
can
want to start
this.
lighting them as I put them in?
Sure. I have a lighter in my pocket.
Should we take it out of the box?
I don't know how to do that right now, so let's just leave it as is.
But then they can't see you actually.
Everyone can see the candles. Everyone can see
They
the
can
candles.
see the candles, but what good is that?
I showed the cake already.
Yeah, but they can't clip it.
Look,
They
we have
won't,
logistic problems here that
You
we
just
just have.
look. It's on a plate. It's not like it's directly on the box. You just lift the plate out.
God damn it, Kyle.
Yeah, come on. People want to see you blow out the cake. They want to see the
Alright.
cake. They want the full experience. Okay? Just tear it.
I don't want to tear
The
it.
wife said tear it. See, look. Beautiful. Here, I'll get it.
Okay.
All right, it says
Got
happy
it?
birthday, Paul. Look at that.
Yay.
You got enough butane in that lighter? Holy crap.
Are these special candles like the ones that don't actually blow out?
Guess we'll find out. Them trick candles.
I'm also lighting my own birthday candles, which is I don't
It's
think
okay.
I've ever done that before.
It's what you do when you're an adult. When you get to your age, you start lighting your own
So
candles.
this number of candles times 200. That's how old I am.
Jeez.
Okay.
Good genes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paul. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Yay!
Beautiful. beautiful.
Yay, it's my
And
birthday.
they didn't come back to life, so they're not trick candles.
Might have
It's good.
splattered some wax on your laptop.
That's okay.
It's all right.
It's had worse. Okay,
Dude,
cool.
are we
So
gonna-
we just
are we gonna eat any
like,
of this?
There's
Gonna
his
eat
face
some?
first. Yeah, sure. Let's.
Okay.
I can.
We're gonna
hold
eat
it.
some while we answer some Q&A questions for the next 4 minutes.
Ask your questions.
Actually, I'll cut the cake, Kyle, if you'll start pulling
Sure.
some questions to answer.
Sure. Or I can read the donations
be-
to save some time.
Oh yeah, donations. We should definitely cover
Do
that.
them donations. So let's see. Paul's hat. $12 from Pi. Again, no message. Thank you very much, Pi.
I love Pi with
He's
his
Pi.
his
We need
tears money.
30 pies in every chat.
Yeah.
Coda with a $10 donation.
Thank you, Coda.
Happy birthday, Paul. You glorious sideburn having. Soul patch rocking motherfucker. That's literally what he said. You glorious sideburn having, soul patch rocking motherfucker.
That's awesome.
Best comment ever. Thanks, Coda. Luke Laurie with the $5 donation. No comment. BDZF with the $20 contribution. Hi, Kyle and Paul. I have an older Phenom 2 X299 and I was thinking of upgrading. Would you be able to do a gaming and browsing comparison of my CPU and R5? I'd like to know how much better the new stuff is now. I don't.
All right.
Well, first
I'm
off,
not,
I don't have
can't
a
promise
CPU.
to do anything like that, but I have compared the FX 8350,
Yes.
which is significantly better than your processor in
Yes.
some of my recent reviews. That's as close as I'm going to come
It would be a landslide.
as
Victory for
clawing
Ryzen.
back to the X4965. So you can imagine if the 8350 is getting outclassed this much by the current processors, your 965 is going to be like, oh my god, when you upgrade, you're gonna shit yourself.
You're like, wow, that's what 7 years of difference in technology does.
Yep.
It's a massive difference. Next, we've got Rob Fuzzy for the $5 donation. Hey, Paul, what's your favorite color? I can make you a nice gift if you tell me. P.S.
Yeah.
You can put beer in it.
Beer.
You can put beer in this
My
thing.
favorite
The
color,
colors, right?
historically, traditionally, I guess would be blue. I feel like it varied. It was blue when I was little. At one point, I decided it was forest green because that was exciting.
That's a good.
I
that's a
guess
good
I
choice.
probably have to go with blue.
No.
maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps a blue gray, a nice blue gray,
Mm.
like the sea after a storm.
So deep. I'll remember that.
This is chocolate cheesecake I'm about to eat right now.
One day I'll paint your car gray and blue.
I'm like, you remembered.
You remember? I'm a good friend. Storm Riordan for the $5 donation. Happy birthday, Paul. Quick question for you and Kyle, seeing as the R5 1400 costs $170, why do you think no one's compared it to the 7350K yet?
I don't know if that's happened. That probably has happened in one of the thousands of R5 reviews that are out there.
Yeah, not many people have
Yeah.
the R5 1400. All the big reviewers that you've probably seen have what Paul and I have, what AMD sent us, the 1500X and the 1600X.
Yes.
I would have no doubt that you give it a week or so, maybe even less, and you'll see that comparison pop up.
You'll see lots of people who, like us, just now bought a 1400
Yeah,
because it's least expensive and want to see how it can overclock and that kind of thing,
yeah.
and do a bang for the buck type build.
Mm-hmm. That could be a pretty competitive video or competitive fight because they both have hyper-threading. You can overclock both of them.
That's
This is really good.
That's really good, Juju.
That's a good idea, though. It could be a good comparison. Milkieto, $10. Happy birthday. Would love to overclock.
Thank you.
What non-Ace Tech expandable AIO cooler would you recommend? EK is revamping their line.
Non-Ace Tech and expandable.
Mm-hmm. Kelvin.
Yeah. Okay, so Fractal's a Kelvin. Hard to
You
get in
can
the
find
hard
it.
to get in the US though.
Yeah, if you can find it in here.
But
But maybe he's not in the U.S.
Swift Tech has a lineup. I've had a couple of their. This was like a year and a half ago. I've had a couple of theirs that had pump failures on me, which left a bad taste in my mouth. But they do have that option. EK's got a full setup you can buy. That's kind of a. That's a little bit more expensive, but it's more of a like closed loop, but like the doorway to a custom loop. So maybe consider something like that. Maybe Alpha Cool. I think Alpha Cool has a
An AIO?
yeah,
Okay.
or not. It might not be a direct AIO, but it's like you can buy this part of it and you can buy this part of it, and they're all G1 quarter fittings and stuff, and yeah. So
What about like See, that's the thing is like I don't know exactly which vendors. I know some vendors that are for sure working with Ace Tech, but some of them I don't know if they are. Like Lepa makes AIOs, but I don't know if that's Ace Tech.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
EVGA, I think EVGA's might be.
I think EVGA uses Ace Tech.
Cooler Masters definitely do. There was another one. Silverstone?
I don't know. I know they have them. I know they exist, but I don't know. I don't know what they use.
Okay. Well, anyway, might want to look into that. Milquieto, thank you very much again. Blaster Blue 10 with the $5. Do you guys have any word on Mini ITX Ryzen motherboards? Also, happy birthday, Paul.
Thank you.
Mini ITX Ryzen boards. The only one that I've seen so far is that I've actually been seeing articles is the BioStar one.
BioStar has some pictures of theirs,
but
I don't think it's available for sale anywhere.
No, it's not.
I've heard about it. I know
it's X370.
I know everyone wants to. I know Asus is working on it. Gigabyte's working on it. I believe MSI is working on it too. Mm-hmm. I believe there's the difficulty is that you have to have a PCB with more layers on it. They have to do like an 8-layer or 9-layer PCB. So getting all that to function right and not have crosstalk between the traces and all that kind of stuff is a bit of a challenge.
I wonder if that's going to make it more expensive.
That's my assumption. I'm not sure. But I definitely want to check that out ASAP because
it's the only
seems pretty viable.
Ryzen at that point, Ryzen would be the only small form factor option with more than 4 cores and 4 threads.
And well, you've got a couple ASRock X299 boards.
Okay, the only practical ones
they're
worth
out there,
damn.
But it makes slightly more sense when you have the lower TDP, which you can actually cool in that space, and then actually. Since Ryzen is dual core, it makes a little bit more sense because most of those mini ITX boards, or pretty much all the mini ITX boards, are going to be dual channel.
You say since Ryzen is dual core?
Yeah, Ryzen is dual channel. I'm sorry, dual channel DDR4.
Yeah.
You're not going to be wasting memory bandwidth by not taking advantage of quad channel.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we got. $20. No wait. Megabit Tech. Hey everyone, check out my channel. I do PC and Mac hardware and software reviews, build repairs, DIY projects, and much more. Go check out Megabit Tech.
Megabit Tech, if you want to do that again, not to say don't donate. That's cool.
You should send him your rate card.
You should send him a rate card.
Because $5 is not what we charge.
You should temper your blatant personal plug of your channel with at least something besides the blatant personal plug of your channel. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Pi, thank you for your $20 donation. Why don't you recycle this donation, Paul? Have a happy birthday. Buy 1/3 of a pitaya for your wife, or hog it all for yourself. Okay.
What the hell's a pitaya?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Sure.
But thank you, Pi, for the $20 donation. Bouncy Snipe, thank you for the $5 donation. I love your channels. Wanted to ask you a question about AIOs. Would you say, is there approximated estimated lifespan?
Wow,
depends on who you're working with. But that's definitely something to consider when it comes to AIOs. You can have basically pump failure or leaks. But for me, it's been more pump failure that happens sooner rather than later for any of those.
Leaks are very rare.
So yeah, I would say either go with a brand and model that is very established, that has many, many, many hundreds or thousands of reviews that you can reference, and people have said, wow, I've been using this for a year and it's rock solid or whatever. Or stick with air cooling, because then you don't have to worry about a pump failing.
Yeah. Eric Owsley for the $5. Happy birthday and cheers to a Ryzen 7 1800X coming from A6 3650, if I recall. Have a nice day.
Thank you
very much, Eric. Atlas with the $5. First,
Atlas, yes.
Atlas, happy birthday, Paul.
Thank you.
Guys compare radiators in parallel versus in series, or ask J2?
I can give a theoretical answer to that, which would be that it wouldn't matter much whether it's in parallel or in series, because in most custom water cooling loops, there's not much change in the liquid temperature in the entire loop. The liquid is moving through the loop so quickly that it really doesn't matter what your configuration is, like what order you have stuff in.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be, the water is going to be roughly the same temperature when it hits the radiator as it is when it's picking up more heat from the CPU or the GPU or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, that's my theoretical answer. I have not tested it personally. I don't know if anyone has.
I've heard that from several different sources as well, and it makes sense to me.
Okay. We'll ask Jay, though.
Randy,
thank you, Randy Price. $5 donation. He said happy birthday. Thank you, Randy.
The older you get, the better you get.
Yeah.
Unless you are a banana.
That's true.
Or any other fruit.
Wise. Those are wise words.
Encantado. $5. Hey guys, just wanted to ask what could be a great gaming build under 1800
Australian. 1300
or 1300 US. Think you okay, you could probably get a decent maybe get a GTX 1070 for that.
I would consider for 1300 you might be able to get something like an RX 18 I'm sorry, like an R7 1800X or 17 so okay.
Just get the 1700.
Get an RX 1700 and a GTX 1080. You can easily fit that in for $1,300. That's what I would.
Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Jason Tyra for the $5. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Paul. My
Thanks,
birthday was
Jason.
2 days ago. I built my PC a few months back.
Spring
Posted
babies.
on you Kyle's Twitter today.
Wonderful.
Oh, congratulations,
Thank you
Jason,
so much.
on your system.
And congrats. Yeah.
Yes. Alex, $5. Hey guys, happy birthday to Paul. Glad I got to help support the guy who first got me started.
Oh,
in the
thank
PC
you,
building.
Alex.
Keep up the awesome vids.
You're freaking sweet.
You the man.
I love you. All right, we need to really quickly do some Johnson shoutouts if we have any more.
I only have one.
I have two as well. All right.
No, one. Carlos.
Carlos Double Johnson.
Double Johnson.
Thank you, Carlos in New Mexico. You're wonderful. We love you. And Jocelyn or Shane.
Jocelyn for Johnson.
Jocelyn Johnson.
Johnson.
And or Shane.
Woo.
I'm not sure. There's different names for the billing and shipping address. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you both for helping support and buying stuff from our stores.
Do we have a raid for tonight?
I'm not sure. Do we have a raid?
Do we have a raid?
The raid would be... Yes, we do. All right, so if you guys are watching live and you want to do a raid over on Twitch, go to twitch.tv/dead_flip. DEAD_flip. We're going to be hosting them in just a second. Tell them we sent you and that we're raiding them. Big thanks to Cell. You're awesome.
Woo,
Thanks
Cell!
for helping the mod.
Wow!
Spider fan as well. I saw you hanging out. You're awesome as well. Thanks to all you guys who support our channels and all those good things. Thumbs up button and all the stuff. Links to all the stuff we talked about today is down in the description. We're gonna go get some sushi. It's gonna be wonderful. Yeah, it's gonna be glorious. Did you finish yours? Oh,
Yeah.
you did. I'm only barely. All right.
Slacker.
Thanks everybody.
Bye guys.
See y'all later. Have
Love
a good
y'all.
one.
See you
I have
later.
the wrong mouse. Okay.
Bye.
I'm clicking.
Gonna eat now.
Click.